How to set up a Node project. This is not an interview question, but if you are new to Node, then just do these 7 steps very quickly. I will show you. So if you already know, then skip this question. Okay, no problem. So first, download Node.js from the internet and install it. Second, download VS Code or any code editor and again install it. Then create a new folder anywhere in your system, like my first project, a folder. Okay, then open VS Code which you installed and open this my first project folder in it. Then in VS Code, open the terminal and run this command npm init y. Okay, -y. So this, then create a new JS file app.js like this in your project folder. Okay, so this is the your first app.js file. Now you can run your project Node.js application by using this command node app.js. So great. So this is your project is ready, and on the left you can add more files as per your application, and here you can see the file view. At the bottom you have the terminal. Now to see this terminal you have to click this 3 dots above and then view, and terminal option is there actually at the top, and then you can write the commands here in the terminal. Okay, that is the purpose of terminal, for executing the commands. Great. I know it was very quick and it was not in detail, but yes, because this is more focused on the interviews, not on the setup, right? This is not an interview question. What is npm? What is the role of node modules folder? In your project, if you expand this node modules folder, then here you can see the libraries, the dependencies that can be used in your node project. Okay, these dependencies will make your development easy and simple. So if you delete any of these dependencies, then might be some functionalities of your node project will not work, stop working. Okay, so never touch this folder. Great. What are node modules then? The node modules folder contains all the dependencies of the node project. And what is npm? npm is the node package manager that manages this node modules folder. Okay, or you can say manage these dependencies for your node project. That is npm. What is the role of package.json file in node? When you create your project for the first time, you will find this package.json file in your project. This package.json file contains the project metadata. Metadata means the information about your project. For example, here you can see the information about this project. Project name, project version, project description, project author, project license. Okay, so this is the information about this project, right? And the same thing I have written here also for later reference. Again, metadata is just the information, like a book is there, so content is inside, but the name of the book, the author of the book, this is the information, the metadata about the book. Okay, what are modules in Node? What is the difference between a function and a module? So not in just Node, but in every other technology, module also means a piece of functionality. Okay, what it is? A functionality. For example, in an e-commerce application like Amazon, orders, products, payments, these are different modules. So what is a module? Here is the definition. A module contains a specific functionality that can be easily reused within a Node.js application. Second point is, ideally in Node, one JavaScript file can be treated as a single module. So here this my module 1.js is one module which contains this say hello function. Now the question is, okay, so what is the difference between a function and a module? See, module is a concept. For example, order is a module in an e-commerce application. But inside the order module, there can be one function or even more than one function, multiple functions. Like in order, we have get order list, submit order, and post order, right? So that is the difference. Okay. And here I have written a module is a broader concept that encapsulates the functionality, while a function is a specific set of instructions, statements within that module. And yes, modules can contain multiple functions and variables. Great. In short, you can say that module is a feature which is implemented by using functions. In Node project, normally we create a JavaScript files. So like this, one JavaScript file represent one module. But yes, you can put more than one module in a single JavaScript file, but that is not a recommended approach. You should never do it. Okay. So great. That's the answer to this question. How many ways are there to export a module? Now, inside a module, we mostly have functions like this, but we can also have variables or objects inside modules. Okay. Now, by default, these functions, variables, objects are available only inside this same JavaScript file, and they are not accessible outside this file. Okay, by default. Now, to make them accessible outside in other files, we have to export them. For that, one way is to use modules.exports object like this. Module.exports.function name equal to function name. Now, same for exporting variable and objects also, you can do the same. This is one way. Another direct way of exporting is like this. This is direct. Here we are directly using the export object to export the function, function variable, or any object, right? Directly exporting. There is no need to write separate export statements in this case, and this is like a shortcut approach which is very famous nowadays, and the same is written above them for later revision from the book. A very short and simple question: what will happen if you do not export the module? You know the answer. If you do not export the module, then the module function will not be available outside the module. Okay, simple. How to import single or multiple functions from a module? Now, normally we have only one function inside a module like this, and we can export that function like this as well. Module.exports equal to function name. This is the shortcut way. Okay, it is for just one function, remember. But if you have multiple function, then you should use the usual approach, the module.exports.function name equal to function name, like this only. Okay. So again, this is the shortcut syntax. Now, in order to import these functions in other files, first you should use the require function, which is an inbuilt function inside the node that is already there inside the node to help you. Then to import a single function, you can use the module name and pass the parameter required by the function. Okay, directly. So there is no need to use the function name here. Node will automatically understand and detect because you have only one function there in your module from where you are importing, right? But if you have more than one function, then we should use import the function like this, module.function name, and then pass the function parameter. So basically we have to then provide the function name because we have more than one function. That's the answer for importing the functions, and same is written here. What is module wrapper function? Now, what actually happens if you create a JavaScript app.js file in your Node project like this, and you will run it, then it will give you the proper output like this, right? But how? Here we do not have any function, so how it is executing without the function? Okay, so actually internally what Node will do, it will convert this code, or you can say wrap this app.js code inside a function like this. So now the same code, you can see the wrapped inside the function, okay, automatically by Node. You do not have to do this, and this function will be executed finally. So this wrapper function is obviously automatically generated by the Node. You need not to write this. So the why you need not to write this? The purpose is basically to make things simpler and shorter for the developers. So that's the answer, and the simplest and easiest definition is here. In Node.js, each module is wrapped in a function which we call the module wrapper function before it is executed, right? What are the types of modules in Node? We have three types of modules in Node.js. First is built-in modules, or we also call them core modules. These are already present modules in the Node.js that provides essential functionalities, common functionalities. For example, file system, HTTP server, path manipulation, utilities. So these are modules are provided by the Node. We have to just import them and use them, and we can call their functions. Okay. Second type of modules are local modules. These are the user defined modules which as a developer we have to develop, like developers have to develop as per their project requirements. Okay, so then we can create these modules, we can export their functions, these modules, so that other files in our project we can also use there also. Okay, last are third party modules. These are like external packages or libraries created by the community outside, basically for providing the additional functionalities for your Node projects. Now to use them, you have to first install them, okay, because they are not already present in your Node. And then you can install by npm install commands, and like this npm install Lodash. This Lodash is a external package, okay, third party module, and then you can use them in your application. Great, these are the three types of module, and all I have explained is written here for later revision from the book.